Okay, welcome to our final session for Friday evening for the Extraordinary Technology Conference. And our final speaker tonight is Philip Wilson, or Phil Wilson. And I remember it, I'll never forget it because he told me it's Wilson Phillips, sort of dyslexic. And so anyway, I'll remember that. And he is the far infrared Relax Sauna guy with the beret. Always remember that. He's been in the health business for a long, long time, I guess 40 years now or something like that. He's been selling health foods and nutritional items started out in his store in Ohio, which he still owns, but he's also in the last 20 years or more has been involved with the Relax Sauna and a lot of interesting technology associated with that. So let's give a big welcome for Phil Wilson.
Well, it's a privilege to be here at the Extraordinary Technology Conference because the product I'm going to be talking about uses extraordinary technology. The Relax Sauna company started in Taiwan, I believe was 1979. The company is 42 years old. They were asked by a Japanese company, can you find a way to create hot springs energy in your home? And they said, sure. The company at that time was about 11, 12 years old, and it took them 10 years to discover how to convert electricity into the exact frequency of energy that would resonate with the water and the water molecules in your body and create a special kind of feeling that felt like you were in a healing hot springs. And now, word has it, I have a lot of friends who are intuitive, and this was a miraculous invention. It was a miraculous discovery. In 1998 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, they won an award for outstanding at an invention convention, and they won an award for it. I'm not sure what they called it, a gold award. But the friends have told me this technology is something else, and said, oh my gosh, they had help. And I don't know who they got help from, but the guy who invented the sewing machine got help in the dream state. If you saw the Lorenzo's Oil movie, he got help in the dream state. But anyway, the team of scientists that worked with Dr. Chang, somehow they found a way to break Planck's law, because Planck's law says it's impossible. But what this is an advancement in technology. Just like Newtonian physics explains certain things, but it isn't complete, there's anomalies. And Einsteinian physics, went a step further, and from what I understand, quantum physics takes it to another step. The people here at this conference you people are a group of scientists and normal people. I don't know what a normal person is. My goal in life was to be normal until I awakened and realized that there's no way I could be. In 1984, I learned a little bit about astrology and found out I have an Aquarius moon and an Aquarius rising. So it's impossible for me to be normal. And what's more, with my Aquarius moon, I attract very unnormal people, and I think they're normal. So I treat them as if they're, and people said, boy, those people are strange. I said, oh, really? I never noticed. So anyway, I have a degree in mathematics, an honors degree. I was sort of like a child prodigy. I have 6 years of graduate school in mathematics, no degree. I had an out-of-body experience in 1970, and that prevented me from having any desire to continue with my mathematics as compared to my love of communicating. So I'm in my limelight now. I'm communicating to you about things that are very special and very dear and very passionate to me. I studied the history and philosophy of mathematics in order to come to terms with, at first I thought all the studying I did in mathematics was a total waste of time. But in reality, Socrates said, according to Plato, that there's a special purification that happens when you do mathematics. Now, Pythagoras said, he defined mathematics, and there are 4 aspects of mathematics. Number 1, numbers in motion, numbers at rest, figures in motion, figures at rest. And those all were called mathematics. Now, numbers in motion, there's another name for that, harmony. There's another name for that, music. Very interesting, because it's the jumping up of numbers. Divine realities were numbers. The music of the spheres was stuff that you could tune into. See? Perfect. The music of the spheres is inner music that you can listen to. It's the Bani that Rumi talked about. Okay? So there's inner music you can listen to, and we move into other worlds when we do mathematics or when we do music. Figures at rest is called geometry. Figures in motion is called stereometry. There's another name for that, astronomy or astrology. So that's what mathematics is. So many of you here, when you go into the scientific universities, and mathematics is the uncovering of patterns and watching and observing, and you notice patterns. In other words, you go back to nature. I was talking to Walt Jenkins this morning at breakfast, and he was telling me some fascinating things about water, how you look at the clouds. And a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, talked to me how she learned so much. She said, by watching the ants. And there are so many things in nature. And when I was a kid, I would notice patterns. 1 + 2 is 3. 1 + 2 + 3 is 6. 1 + 2 + 3 + 4 is 10. And it goes on. And there's a formula. It turns out that 1 + ... plus n is n times n + 1 times n + 1 over 2. And these are patterns that you can notice and make realizations. So when we talk about the relaxed far-infrared sauna or far-infrared saunas in general, and going back more, we're going to start off with the sun. The sun sends energy, okay? Some of it we can see, some of it we can't. Ultraviolet we cannot see. Visible light, by its very definition, we can see. Infrared light, including infrared, near-infrared, mid-infrared, and far-infrared, we cannot see. Microwaves we cannot see. We can't see radio waves, gamma waves, X-rays. They all come from the sun. Now, the ultraviolet rays from the sun is I'm going to get a little scientific. Just I hope it's not too much, but red, violet is a frequency of 0.49 or 0.48 microns, and visible light goes all the way to 0.79 microns, which is red, and all the other colors have a frequency. Now, when you go from 0.79 to 2 microns, they call that near infrared, and near infrared is visible when you look at a toaster, the toaster's thing that's like that neon orange, and then it becomes invisible, and then it continues to be invisible. 2 to 4 microns is mid-infrared, and then you have far-infrared, which is 4 microns, all the way up to 1,000 microns, and then you have microwaves. Microwave energy is not the best kind of energy for the body. We've been warned many years ago about microwave ovens. Be careful. Here, this is a microwave device. Very interesting. It's called a cell phone. And a lot of people don't realize that these generates microwave energy. And the reason I'm bringing this up now is because I'll talk about it later. Okay? About, how safe the Relax Sauna is, and how actually the energy from the Relax Sauna is one of the best things you can do to antidote sunburns and electromagnetic frequencies, commonly called EMF. Now, the sunlight sends off visible light, and it's a beautiful world. We can see all the colors. The ultraviolet light we cannot see, And ultraviolet light will get the sand hot. It will get our skin hot. Because see, water, did you know that you are a light being? Everyone says that, you are a light being. Okay, but you are not only a light being, you are a far infrared light being, and you send off and absorb far infrared light. You are a far infrared light being, and you vibrate at approximately 9.4 microns. All humans, all animals, all birds, all warm-blooded creatures generate a warm heat. See, it's a heat that is the result. We generate light, and it is felt as heat. So when you hug your grandma, or you hug your friend, or your lover, or a mom, or a dad, or anyone else, you can feel the warmth, okay? And the warmth is actually the resonating of their energy and your energy. Chickens lay on eggs, and the warmth of the chicken resonates with the water in the chicken eggs and causes, because water is a far infrared molecule. Water vibrates at 8 microns. Again, red is 0.79, 0.48 is violet. So it's about 10 times the size, I guess. The wave is 10 times bigger. And the vibration rate of our bodies is 9.4. Now, did you ever wonder, I mean, we understand how chicken eggs hatch, but how do lizard eggs hatch? How do turtle eggs hatch? How do snake eggs hatch? Oh, simple. The light from the sun goes through the sand about 2 inches, the far infrared light, and resonates with the water in turtle eggs, causing the water to get hot, and that starts the whole embryo process for the turtle egg, for example, to hatch. And that's why turtle eggs hatch, because of the far infrared light from the sun. Now, when we get into the Relax Far Infrared Sauna, or any far infrared sauna, or any infrared sauna, now there's a whole lot of research on far infrared saunas, and there's a whole lot of research on saunas. This man, Dr. Bill Akpinar, he's a medical doctor. He's an Oriental medical doctor as well as an acupuncturist. He's a Qigong master, and he's actually a holistic dentist as well. He wrote this book, No Sweat, No Sweat, and he went to Turkey, he went to Italy, he went to the Roman bathhouses, to Greece, to Russia, to South America, and there's a nice picture of him with American Indians here, and there's a great picture on page 76 where he is in front of an Amazon Indian sweat lodge, which you may not be able to see it. I'm sure you can't, but maybe you can, and he's there, looks like he's with some witch doctors. But anyway, it's exciting picture, and that's his daughter with him, and he has studied the history of sweating. And being a Qigong master and being into these energies, he came out with a book, No Sweat, No Sweat. He recommends a wooden infrared sauna in there because this was written in 2005. And he did not hear about the Relax Sauna till 2007. He is quoted on our literature here. He's quoted as saying, I think all saunas are great, but my personal preference at this point especially, when I travel, when I go somewhere, is to take the Relax Sauna. I've not been able to find this technology in any other sauna. And he has a cancer clinic in upstate New York, not upstate New York, in Long Island, New York. And he has been recommending the Relax Sauna for about 10 years now or more, and finds that it works very, very well with everything he does to get people to move into harmony with that which they are, so that their life gets better and the disease disappears, and they start carrying on into good, healthy lives. This lady, Dr. Sherry Rogers, is that her name? Right. Yes, that's it. The first time I forgot her name, but that's good. She's an environmental medical doctor, and in 2002 she came out with a book, Detoxify or Die, and she shares her research from the 1990s and the early 2000s, people with multi-chemical sensitivities and environmental ailments would come to her, and she would fix them, or not fix them, but she would put them in far infrared saunas, and they got better. And this book spawned an industry because word got out. I have run into so many people at conferences. I have probably demonstrated the Relax Far Infrared Sauna at about 400 conferences in the last 19 years. I have a business as as that man. I forgot his name, I'm sorry. He introduced me, and he said that I have a health food store, and so I've been selling health products and massage tools, and about 200 different massage tools and color therapy glasses and all sorts of stuff, and the cutting edge green foods, Chinese herbs and Ayurvedic herbs and all that stuff to health food stores. And I have a little store in Columbus, Ohio that I still have, that I opened in 1980. So I went to a convention in 2001 in Las Vegas, and the day after there was a spa show, and so I went to it to see, well, gee, do I want to promote the Relax Sauna at this show next year? I went to it. One of my massage tool suppliers was there, and he had a sauna. I said, wow, I can't believe you can have a sauna in your home, because I've loved saunas. When I was 16, when I was 18, I just loved them, and I joined gyms 3 different times for one reason only, to use their saunas, because I just love sweating. It just feels so invigorated. It feels so great. And these were the regular saunas. And when you study the history of saunas, and it's mentioned in this little booklet that we just came out with on one of the pages, that there is a study about saunas that came out, the history of saunas, and I think it's a 20-year study, and they talked about the Finnish saunas. I understand, by the way, there's more Finns in Finland than there are saunas. I mean, there's more saunas in Finland than there are Finns. Now, I'm not sure if that's true, but, needless to say, there's lots of saunas, and it's like standard. Now, those who do the saunas 6 or 7 times a week, and many do, they have 67% better health than those who only do it once a week. Notice they don't even consider doing 0 times a week, because that's like unheard of. But at any rate, and you go into the death rate. I mean, it's as a matter of fact, a study came out last year. Pregnant women do really, really good in Finnish saunas. It's proven. And so many times I go to these conferences and people say, oh, I'm pregnant, I'm not supposed to do saunas. I said, where did you ever hear that? But because if it's one of the healthiest things you can do. Now, I don't recommend, nor does the Relax Sauna company recommend, if you're pregnant, that you do a sauna. However, I don't recommend you not. That's a personal decision between you and yourself, and you might want to consult a doctor. But one lady, the first year after selling saunas, came to me and said, the second year, I got the Relax Sauna a year ago. I just had a baby. Baby came out great, and ... and I used it almost every day. So I'd never even thought. And then for the next 10 or 15 years, people say, oh, I'm pregnant. My doctor says I shouldn't use a sauna. But anyway, I'm going to leave that to you. But basically, and the same thing with breastfeeding. These people said, oh, I shouldn't use a sauna because I'm breastfeeding. I said, my gosh, you want to cleanse your body so that the milk is better. And they gave all sorts of reasons. Now, I'm not a medical doctor, but what I'm saying is, don't believe everything you hear. As a matter of fact, it's good not to believe anything you hear. Because if you believe something, then you're admitting you don't know it. And I'm into knowing. I want to be able to go into the inner worlds in my dreams and in my meditations and my contemplations and whatever kind of spiritual exercise I do, and I want to at least find out my own truth. And I don't believe anything, and I don't not believe anything. So that's the most important thing, is to be your own counsel. Now, what's really nice about the Relax Far Infrared Sauna, it's truth serum. If you go into the sauna and all of a sudden you get really, really tired at night, it's probably because you're tired and you're running on caffeine or nervous kind of energy. If you use it in the morning and you feel energized, it's probably because it's cleansing and detoxifying you. Now, what I wanted to talk about, I don't like saying what I wanted to. I don't like, do you know that you can't ever have what you want? Did you know that? You can't have what you want because you're picturing yourself not having it. And you get what you picture. So I've learned to be grateful for those things that I think I don't have and be grateful that I have it. Like I can go into the future and look at it and be so grateful that I have a red car. I'm just so excited and I feel and I'd be so happy, and then I go on with my life. So if there's anything you want, try not to want it. I don't even like the word try. But basically, assume you have it and just be so grateful that you have it. And I think that can help change your life. See, what I'm trying to say, or what I'm saying is, a relaxed sauna can transform your house into a home, because where there's a home, there's a hearth. So when you go into the relaxed far infrared sauna and you go in for 30 seconds, miracles happen. You feel warm. A lot of times you instantly feel like your grandma's giving you a big hug. That's a nice feeling. And if you stay a few more minutes, you feel you feel very toasty. And after about 5 to 10 minutes, you feel like maybe you're basking in divine love. And or you feel like you're in the presence of a qigong master, a great guru, or a warm, loving, unconditional loving being. And these are the side effects of being in the relaxed sauna. We say in our literature that it brings joy and a feeling of fulfillment. And I'll go back and backtrack and talk about saunas more and what they do, and about the research that Sherry Rogers did. There's a lot of research articles, many, over the last 60 years on the benefits of far infrared saunas. Far infrared energy, especially between 4 and 14 microns, and most of the saunas they did research on, they weren't able to filter out the near infrared and the mid infrared and the far infrared energies that didn't resonate with your water cells. Remember, 8 microns is water cells, 9.4 microns is our body energies. The relaxed sauna took 10 years to figure out how to get the energy between 4 and 14 microns, because all of that energy that comes out of the relaxed sauna radiators, and I don't have a picture of it here, but this is the far infrared table lamp. It sends off a frequency of, there's 4 of those chips in here, and in the relaxed sauna you have, here's a picture of the relaxed sauna folded, and here's a picture of the relaxed sauna. And on right over here, there's two radiators, and they generate a frequency of 4 to 14 microns. Now, the saunas they used in the research is usually from 2 to 25 microns. So when you do the research on it, you're going to get a lot of far infrared energy, and you're going to get some. Usually, the expensive $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 wooden saunas, which they've had for years, has a frequency of maybe 50% of that frequency resonates with the water molecules. And that's what this talk about. It's about the love affair between your water molecules and the far infrared energy that's generated by infrared saunas and by the relaxed sauna. So what does far infrared energy do? It does one thing and one thing only. It generates an energy, a frequency of energy that resonates with your water molecules. And that's it. That's all far infrared does. Near infrared does not resonate with your water molecules. Mid infrared does not. The only frequency of energy is between 4 and 14 microns, because it has to be the same energy. So if someone comes to you, like a relative that you haven't seen, and they're like 100 feet away, you have a warm feeling. And that warmth is the far infrared energy resonating. So when you go into any sauna, any portable sauna, not the wooden, not the finished saunas, there's only about maybe 2 or 3% far infrared energy. Now, when you go into a sauna, your water molecules will resonate, and they'll shake and they'll vibrate. Now, Hippocrates, a good man from ancient Greece, has a very famous quote. The most famous is, "Above all, do no harm." Unfortunately, the medical doctors don't listen to that all the time. He has another quote, and his quote is, "Find me a way to create sweat or fever, and I will cure disease." And that's all you need to know. Well, it's not all you need to know, but it's a very important idea to be mindful of. Because when everyone gets sick when you're little and you're 5 or 7 and your mom takes care of you, or your grandma, or whoever else does, you're given lemon juice, lemonade. You know, they used to give me Sprite and 7-Up. Let's get the sugar out. And ginger ale. Again, let's get the sugar out. It's lemons, limes, and ginger. Or chicken soup. They're all very healthy, and there's a reason why. And again, it's from observations and thousands of years of observation of what works. And so we innately want to tune into our innate wisdom. That's always a healthy thing to do. So when we go into a far infrared sauna and we experience the pulsating of our water molecules, the vibration, that gets our body hot. All your water molecules are dancing. The hydrogen, H2O, hydrogen, and oxygen, there's an angle that's created, and that angle gets smaller with the vibrating of the water molecules when far infrared energy and water interact. That makes the water molecules smaller. Blood is comprised mostly of water, and therefore the blood cells are going to become smaller. So if those with high blood pressure, inflammation, neuropathy, Raynaud's syndrome, scar tissue, all those things can be not eliminated necessarily sometimes, but decreased through an increase in circulation, an increase in microcirculation. We were at a conference in Boston, at a Lyme disease conference, and this lady has had neuropathy for 2.5 years because she has Lyme. And she got in the Relax Sauna and said, "Oh my gosh, in 12 minutes I feel tingling in my toes and fingers for the first time in 2.5 years." Interesting enough, the lady has a $200-300 portable sauna she got on Amazon, and she has been in it over a dozen times for an hour at a time, and not once did this happen. And I suspect that's because she didn't have enough far infrared energy to make an impact. But far infrared energy, as I said, does one thing. It resonates with and pulsates and vibrates the water molecules in your body. When you have 100 people in a small room dancing, it's going to get hot, really hot. And so your body is going to get hot. Now, I'm not sure, not being a doctor, not being a real scientist, whatever that means, it just makes sense. We all know that as your body gets hot and you increase your core temperature of the body, that the lymphatic system is going to be mobilized. The immune system is the lymphatic system. The white blood cells are either birthed or they come out of hibernation. They come out of nowhere, and they start eating up all the toxins and whatever. They're called macrophages, and they eat all the stuff in the body that doesn't help you, doesn't assist you, doesn't feel good to you. And so the first thing that the increase in body temperature, which is called the fever by Hippocrates, the first thing it does is it mobilizes your lymphatic system to get all the toxins out of the body, to purify the mind, to purify the emotions, and purify the physical body. There's something called dross. It's in the Bible, and it's in Hindu philosophy. The dross is that mental, emotional stuff that just feels icky, and when you get it off of you, then you realize you had it on you and you feel so pure. I love the word purity. It starts with a P. My name's Philip, starts with a P. Pythagoras, Pluto. Anyway, that's just my ego speaking. I honor it. But the purity of soul is very important, and the purity of the body is equally important. And you have fluoride from the water, you have chlorine, you have dioxins, you have plastics, you have phthalates. Dr. Sherry Rogers said the best way to get heavy metals and mercury out of the body are far infrared saunas. She says the only way to get plastics out of the body in 2002 is through far infrared saunas. Far infrared saunas can purify you. There was a guy who had, in March of 2020, he had 6 videos on YouTube saying, I found a cure for COVID. And he was showing someone in the Relax Sauna. Well, I can't believe a week later they were gone. But anyway, hard to believe these things. But it was transcribed by us, so we have every word of it. And you can email me at phil@relaxsaunas.com, and I'll send you the transcriptions of what he said. Now, the heat inside the saunas are nice. It's cozy. You want a certain amount of heat to make you feel cozy and warm, but it's not the heat outside the sauna in the tent area or in the wooden sauna box. That's not what does the healing. It's the light. It's the light resonating with your water molecules, increasing your core temperature, increasing your body temperature. And that does 4 things. I told you the first thing was it detoxifies and purifies you through the immune system or the lymphatic system. The second thing I hinted at and sort of talked about was the increase in microcirculation and the increase of circulation. When the blood can finally now go into little capillaries at the periphery of your body, you're going to cleanse. You're going to be able to get the blood and nutrients there, so you're going to have feeling and you can rebuild tissue. I'm shocked how many people come to me and said their scar tissue is gone after using the Relax Sauna for just a little bit of time. One lady said after a month that she had a scar for 30 years is totally gone. That was, and other people have said, that it's happened. But something I realized the other day? When I was about 10, I fell and I hurt my chin, and I split open and I had some stitches. And my beard used to show, the little scar, and I can't find that anymore. I haven't noticed it in years. And when we were little, we had those smallpox vaccinations. And I remember, there was a little oval thing on my shoulder. I don't even know which shoulder it is, but I can't find it anywhere in my body, and I haven't seen it in years. And so, when I put people, and like I said, I've put about 125,000 people in the Relax Sauna at about 400 conferences, many of them medical doctor conferences, probably about half and half, consumer shows, medical doctor shows, colon hydrotherapist, massage therapist, hyperbaric oxygen, mental health for holistic, holistic biological dentist shows. I have seen so many people saying my elbow pain, I've had it for a year. In one session, the Relax Sauna, it's gone. And I've tried 5, 10, 20, 30 different therapies to get rid of the pain. My shoulder for 17 months has been really has been hurting real bad, and it's gone in 17 minutes. And sometimes the pain goes from, if you say 10 is the highest pain, some people have said their arthritis pain has gone from a 12 to a 0 in 15 minutes, or from an 8 to a 4. We had a lady this morning or this afternoon. Her pain went from a 10 in her lower back to a 3 in about 10, 12 minutes sitting in the Relax Sauna. We have this all the time. We have a lady in Dallas, Texas, who doesn't need a wheelchair anymore after 1 or 2 months of having the Relax Sauna. I have a 26-minute video on YouTube of her, because, all of a sudden she said, oh my gosh, I can move my fingers, or I can move, and so her eyes were closed, so I said, okay, and she gave me permission later. I started videotaping it for 26 minutes. And she could do this and put her hair in a bun for the first time in about 3 years. And people, they have more flexibility. What's going on? What's going on? Why is this energy working? What's with this far infrared energy? Well, it's your energy. It's the same frequency of water, and there's a resonating. And Hippocrates said, remember, find me a way to create sweat or fever, and I will cure disease. There's something to this. There's really something to it. But what the most outstanding thing that I found was that the relaxed sauna in particular, saunas in general, infrared saunas in general, but the relaxed sauna more than any other sauna, because again, this is extraordinary technology. What the person said to me, she has owned a very, very expensive 6,000 high-quality wooden saunas, one of the best, she and her husband. We were at a mental health conference about 5 years ago, and she came down in her bathing suit and took a 30-minute sweat in the relaxed sauna and had a pretty nice experience. She left. An hour later, she came back and said, Phil, after 8 to 10 minutes in the relaxed sauna, and it's funny because I tell people after 8 to 10 minutes, that's when you usually start sweating. She said, I experienced the most profound sense of relaxation I've ever experienced. And I expected her to say, in my sauna. She didn't say that. She said, in my life. There's something about the parasympathetic nervous system that gets activated. And I have noticed, I've been into meditating since I had my first out-of-body experience in 1970. And then later on, I had something which a lot of people will call a Kundalini Experience in 1971. So my body doesn't work like other people's bodies. But it takes me about half the time to get to that sweet spot where I'm balanced. I'm right there. And at that point when I'm meditating, where all of a sudden I get to say, wow, I can do anything I want now in terms of thought. I'm free to explore memories. Maybe I can explore the secret to the moon, as Patanjali says in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, perfect contemplation on the secret to the moon, and the secrets will be revealed to you. So you can do anything. You can create, you can have a business plan, you can create plans for your life, you can think about loved ones, you can feel how much you love them, you can do all sorts of things. But that sweet spot you can get into much quicker when you're in the relaxed sauna. And there's something about the parasympathetic nervous system being activated because that flight and fight reaction mode isn't there anymore. So what you do, you tune into who you are and what you are, and you connect. And then when that happens and all that nervous energy is gone, the next thing that happens in the relaxed sauna or in infrared saunas in general is your mitochondria start creating ATP and nitric oxide, so you feel revitalized. There is a young man, he's about 25, and we were at a cancer conference in Reno, Nevada. And he usually travels 45 minutes to his mom's house twice a week to use their wooden infrared sauna. And he usually takes him 45 minutes also to do the sauna, and he's usually exhausted. So he brought his gym clothes, and he did a 25-minute complete sweat, more profuse than any sweat he'd done in a wooden sauna. And then he said, that's what he said, and he was revitalized. So there's a big difference about getting the parasympathetic nervous system activated. That's really, really important because when you get it activated when you sleep, that's when healing can take place. And again, Hippocrates, find me a way to create sweat and fever, and I will cure disease. Now, this lady, Rebecca Harder, if you were here earlier in the day, she came and brought me 30 of these books. And she also brought this book on vaccines. If you're interested in that as well, she owns a hyperbaric oxygen chamber clinic in Taos, New Mexico. She owns a colon hydrotherapy clinic in Portland, Oregon, and she has been using, it's like I've been to her clinic in Portland. It's beautiful, it's pristine, beautiful wood and everything. And she'd been selling wood infrared saunas for about 10 years. And then And, you know, she comes to these conferences. She's a colon hydrotherapist. And she comes to these conferences, and she sees me with the Relax Sauna, the silver tent. You know, my ex-wife says it looked like a toaster oven. And she saw it before I was there. Some other people had it the year before. And she felt sorry for them. So anyway, she got in it in 2011 at a colon hydrotherapy conference, and she has bone pain that feels like tooth pain all over her bones, and she was almost on her deathbed, and she got in with a pain of 9, and it all went away. And she came back about 6 or 9 times to the conference. What is going on? And and again, this is one of the 20,000, 25,000 minor or major miracles. And when I spoke for 10 minutes earlier today, I said, if you were a fly on the wall listening to all these reports that people said to me after being in the sauna for 5, 10, or sometimes 15 minutes, you would, in a heartbeat, say, I want a relaxed sauna in my home. And we don't want you to want. We want you to, and I say again, the Relax Sauna will transform your house into a home, because where there's a home, there's a hearth, which is a place for warmth. I had an asthma attack. I used to have childhood asthma. I've had 1 asthma attack in the last 20 years. But when I did, I'm also allergic to cats somewhat and dogs. But when I had that attack, I got in the Relax Sauna in 2-3 minutes. I was breathing fine. There's a man who's 90 years old who got a sauna from us 2 years ago at this conference, and he gave me an interview yesterday. He says every time he goes in and there's congestion in his lungs or in his nose, it goes away. It gets rid of congestion. Again, purification. That's very, very important. So Rebecca Harder would, as she says in the book, she would turn her nose at the Relax Sauna. You know, well, I have a sauna. I have a wooden sauna. And there you see this, you know, flimsy looking. We have a black one now that looks more classy. This flimsy looking sauna. And, you know, it couldn't possibly be good as the wooden saunas. Of course, a vitamin bottle with vitamin C, 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, is, you know, couldn't possibly be as good as a 100 milligram tablet of vitamin C, right? See, people don't look at the doses. This thing works way better than a 1981 computer that was real big. You know, it's again, when you're looking at a sauna and you're looking at an infrared sauna, do you ask what's the dose of the sauna, or do you say what kind of wood do you use? It's like, you know, the wood's nice, but it doesn't have anything about the energy that's generating the healing light, that's resonating with the water cells, that's performing the magic. So anyway, what Rebecca Harder said, she said after 3 minutes, she could feel the difference. And she writes in here about 8, actually this is her new edition, she's got about 20 pages on far infrared energy. And this is an incredible book, Gastrogirl. It's got information on ozone, on hyperbaric oxygen chambers, on nutrition. It's got information on rebounders, on inversion devices, on colon hydrotherapy, and it's got all these famous people writing chapters of the book. It is an incredible resource guide for anyone. And so what we are doing, it's a $30 book, and we're having it, we've got about 30 books available. We're going to sell them for $20 each, and if you want 2, you can have 2 for $30. And if you just this is the vaccine book. It sells for $10, and we're selling them for $5 if you want that. These books we'll have to order. I only brought a couple of each, and we're almost sold out. But this is the one where she's got about so much information on so many topics in reference to health, and of course a lot of information where she says in the book, this is the best sauna, and it's hard to believe because all these beautiful spa-like wooden saunas that have that spa-like feeling, the color lights and all that whatever, and the stereos, they're nice, but they don't do what this does. And why doesn't it? Because they don't have the extraordinary technology that was discovered by the Dr. Chang and his team, a team of scientists in Taiwan, and when they discovered how to filter out the near-infrared and the mid-infrared and only give you the far-infrared frequency that resonates with the human body and your animals. Best thing in the world for dogs. I joke about my ex-wife and I used to get in the sauna, and the 3 dogs would come in, and we'd have a 5-some. And they would just crawl in, and we'd take the chair out and sit on the floor. But the dog, when she first got the sauna, basically she says it saved its life a couple of times. And when the 2 Chihuahuas, when they were born prematurely, one died, but the other one we kept alive by using this little lamp and having it on. As a matter of fact, I think when you have preemies in hospitals, they shine the far infrared light on it, and it really helps them develop. Now, the sad part is when they get back to normal, they don't continue to use something like this. They don't continue to use the far infrared energy on it. And frankly, all babies come into this world belong with one of these in their area. Far infrared saunas, we have a big lamp. It's a medical lamp. It's registered with the FDA as a medical device. And it belongs in emergency rooms of all hospitals. The Relax Sauna belongs in all hospitals. 6 Relax Saunas belong in every clubhouse nugget of every visiting baseball team, basketball, football team, soccer team, wrestling team. You know, we have gone to a lot of conferences for athletes, for strength and conditioning coaches. And the stories we have over 800 video testimonies on YouTube. And and stories that are, could this really be true? But again, when Dr. Bill Ackpiner wrote his book on the history of saunas, every culture known to man has found a way, not with chicken soup or lemons or ginger, but they found other ways, and there's always a way of heat and warmth to warm you, to heal you when you get really, really sick. It's one of the greatest technologies, I believe, and far infrared energy is truly a wonderful technology for us to have. Now, we go to conferences on Lyme and mold toxicity. We have people on social media who are on Lyme groups, and they have protocols, and I got a testimony from a lady who worked with one of the people I met at the Anti-Aging Expo in Las Vegas 2 years ago. And she was telling people how, she says, we'll use bentonite clay and use this, and she has a protocol. And so I just got an email today from a lady somewhere on the East Coast. She was using these protocols, and then when she started using the Relax Sauna, oh my gosh, what a difference. It changed their life and transformed their life. So do look at the testimonies. You can go to relaxsaunas.com or you can go to relaxsaunas.com/superior, and there you have the review of Rebecca Harder, and there's also a review on that website from a man, I don't know but he posted the review in February 2017 on reddit.com. And he says, I read all the research. I'm familiar with the Detoxify or Die book, so I read all the research on PubMed.com and whatever. And he said, this is fantastic. So he bought a $200 Amazon sauna. And he said, wow, I'm going to test whether it does what far infrared saunas are supposed to do. And he was so excited, and he tested it, and it increased core temperature 1/2 degree only in 25 minutes. He said, that's not a whole lot. So then what he did, he tested some kind of test for a heart rate variability test, and it failed completely what it's supposed to do according to the research. Like, this saunas are one of the best things for high blood pressure. And the Mayo Clinic says it's one of the best things for heart patients. Heart patients, the Mayo Clinic says, should never go into a sauna, never go into a hot tub. Why? Because the heart has to race to find an equilibrium between your own body temperature and the outside temperature. But they also say far infrared saunas are extremely therapeutic. Why? Because when you go into a far infrared sauna, all of them, they're all good, they're going to raise your core temperature. And when they raise your core temperature, your heart does not have to race to find an equilibrium between your body temperature and the outside temperature. And then all the magic that Hippocrates talks about can happen. So after this man in Reddit.com, he said, okay, there's a $900 sauna, but it's only 900 or 1,000 watts, and the Relax Sauna is 1,500 watts. And the Relax Sauna had a whole lot of features about the semiconductor chip technology, advanced technology, and the other one just had the panels that they have from in China, they make carbon panels, far infrared carbon panels, and they're about 36% of that energy, as far as I can tell, is far infrared energy. And you put them all around you. Why? Because far infrared energy you have to be in front of. A cat doesn't lie in the shade. It lies in the sun, so we can get the far infrared energy from the sun. There's also a couple other things about far infrared energy I bet you didn't know. I don't know why they didn't teach you in 7th grade, but, you know, life is the way it is. Far infrared energy is invisible, and it's a light. And even though it's invisible, it's still reflected by a mirror. Huh? It's true. And when you go into the Relax Sauna, you can tell because you feel that warmth from the back of the chair. You got 2 little radiators in front. Now the key is there is no absolute zero, and that's important. So you can't have absolute 180 degrees. So it's going to be 179.9 degrees. So the Relax Sauna energy is going to hit the back wall. And what's at the back wall? On the black sauna, it's silver. Great. On the silver sauna, it's blue. Well, how's it going to be reflected by the blue? Well, you go out into the sun on a 90-degree day in Las Vegas or 110-degree in Las Vegas, and you go there and close your eyes, and you can be wearing a sweater or a shirt, and you can feel the warmth, the deep penetrating warmth go through your clothes. That's because far infrared goes through your clothes. Does ultraviolet go through the clothes? No, because you can't get a suntan if you're wearing clothes. But, and incidentally, if you ever have a sunburn, I put 3 people in with sunburn pains of 6, and in 7 minutes, got the pain down to 0 or 1. It's like a no-brainer. It doesn't make sense. People with MS are not supposed to get hot. They go into the Relax Sauna, and they get better. So in the Reddit.com article, the man bought the Relax Sauna. He said it looks better, and he had some other reasons why he chose the Relax Sauna instead of the other sauna. And I like to say the Relax Sauna is a $2,000 sauna selling for $1,400 on the internet in 2021. I think in 2022 it's going up to $1,500 and $50 shipping in the States. It is a $2,000 sauna, not a $300, $500, or $900 or $1,000 sauna. It's very, very unique and different. So what the man in Reddit.com discovered, the Relax Sauna increased core temperature 3.2 degrees in 25 minutes. And the heart rate variability testing performed on it, it exceeded what the research said it's supposed to do. Why? Because the other ones use 2 to 25 microns or 2 to 50 or whatever they use, and the Relax Sauna, because of their extraordinary technology, was able to narrow that band of energy to be between 4 and 14 microns. Incidentally, so he said in his summary, I'd like to be able to recommend that any Amazon sauna can do this, but sadly I cannot. He said, don't waste your time on the $500 or less saunas. They just don't perform. And he recommended highly the Relax Sauna. And he also recommended, cryotherapy, that he was very much into as an addition to do that. And that's, again, a lot of people say hot and cold showers. A lot of people say, I love getting in the Relax Sauna and then jumping into a lake or doing a cold shower. There are so many therapies, and we let the doctor who I'm into naturopath doctors, and integrative and holistic and functional medical doctors and nutritional counselors. I let them tell you about their protocols. Usually people will go in the Relax Sauna. Usually people will go into the Relax Sauna. I think most people do it 20 minutes at night, but I'm not a morning person, but I'm a morning sauna person. I do it for 20 minutes almost every morning. And oh my gosh, for 19 years, that's over 7,000 times I've been in the Relax Sauna in the morning, and I feel clarity of mind, attunement, connection, into be very creative. There's also, and then a lot of times I'll do it 5 or 10 minutes at night, but then I almost fall asleep after 10 minutes, and then I don't sweat, and I just go to bed. And everyone, I just got a 52-second audio text from a man. He said, my wife's abs, she had a baby, and she's got that baby fat, and after about a week in the Relax Sauna, she had abs this morning. And so did I. And I'm an exercise enthusiast, and I do all these machines with abs, and I had abs today. And he said, this is almost impossible. And then he added, by the way, I'm sleeping better. I never sleep well. My sleep has been erratic. I have not slept this good in years. So sleeping is another feature that is very, very helpful. And there's so many, it's like, again, just spend about a week and look at all the 800 testimonies on YouTube. There's a concern a little bit about electromagnetic frequencies, and Dr. Klinghardt is one of the medical doctors who introduced to the world the dangers of microwave energy frequencies, and I've seen maybe 4 or 5 hour-long interviews of him and other doctors talking about the dangers of Wi-Fi. They never mention household appliances. That's not a concern. This is 100 times more dangerous. The Wi-Fi in this room is 100 times more dangerous than the EMF from a blender, a juicer, an iron, your refrigerator, a stove, a TV, or even a computer. It's like, because people come to me, it's like the new word is, for Valdemir, is EMF. Does it have an EMF? I said, well, there's a little bit by the radii. There's none above the knee, because we don't have the carbon panels that are sold in China, the generic ones that are used, by all the portable companies. We don't have that. So there's no EMF above there, but there is EMF. But what I have noticed is that there's a musician in Philadelphia. He got in the Relax Sauna. He was a little hesitant because he was a little concerned, but he got in and said, "I'm very, very sensitive. I sense there's EMF there by the radiator, but guess what? I can't feel it at all." And I maintain, either correctly or incorrectly, that the relaxed far infrared energy is not only the antidote, but it's an EMF protector. We have 4 different individuals who make a living going into homes to make the homes safe for EMF. The guy in Phoenix, there's a lady in Anaheim, another one in Palm Springs, another one in LA. They make living going into houses to make them safe for EMF. They all have Relax Saunas in their home. And one lady, before she did, had gone into 4 of her clients' houses. They all had Relax Saunas, and then she met us 2 months later and got into the Relax Sauna and bought one, just like on the spot. Now, I want to save, I've got about probably 7 or 8 minutes left, 5 minutes left, so I do want to entertain questions. So, yes. Oh, okay, great, wonderful, okay, that's exciting. So I'll be able to wrap up. I speak spontaneously. I enjoy it. It's like a challenge for me. It's fun. I don't like to read notes. I finally got it together to have one of those PowerPoints, but I forgot it. So I have sort of fun. And this is kind of group where I like to sort of, just, tune in and answer the questions that aren't even asked. And that's what I like to do. I like to tell people, I think they might be concerned about EMF. I said, if you have been damaged by EMF, and people don't know, they can't even describe that usually, that the best thing to do is to go in the relaxed sauna because that repairs the damage, because it antidotes it. And the other thing is that it really is true, because whatever damage to the cell is done, far infrared repairs, because it gets you into this right frame of mind or emotion or whatever, and it's healing energy, and you get there and you're really mellow. And so many people are about to ready to fall asleep. Again, you know, at this show, if you could hear, the 30, 40, 50 comments that people have said, 60 comments in the last 3 days at my booth, at the 4 relaxed saunas we have there, if you could hear all those comments right in a row, I'd say about 80% of you would on the spot buy a relaxed sauna. So, you know, in conclusion and summary, all infrared saunas are good, healthy items to have in your home. A wooden infrared sauna is great. A portable sauna from Amazon is great. The relaxed sauna is more effective, as I've tried to explain and expound upon. As far as I know, I don't know any sauna that like Dr. Paul Anderson has a cancer clinic in Washington State. He can get the core temperature up 4.2 degrees, and he uses it while doing IV therapy. Dr. Klinghart's partner got in the sauna at the Autism One conference, took the sauna up to her hotel room, and in one session, the elbow pain she'd had for a year went away. We have, again, thousands, tens of thousands of people who have the relaxed sauna in their home, who love it, say they couldn't live without it. One lady said, if I was ever in a fire, 2 ladies said to me at different times, if I was ever in a fire, first thing I would grab is my relaxed sauna. It's a wonderful thing to have. We have many well-known medical doctors, many well-known celebrities and individuals who are at the top of their class, have relaxed saunas, swear by it, and are very grateful. You know, the people are grateful for the relaxed sauna, for how it has transformed their life. And I tell people, this can transform your health in 1 week, and a lot of times even a couple days. So I think, yes.
How long is the warranty on it?
The warranty is, there's a 1-year warranty. We usually give a 30-day money-back guarantee. There's a 1-year warranty, but don't let that fool you, because of the testimonies on YouTube, some people said, I've had it for 16 years, I've had it for 14 years, it looks and works as good as it did when it was new.
No, please, questions should be over here. We can't hear you for the tape. Come over here if you want to ask.
I know, I figured that out.
No, you can stay here. It's just we want to have you come back here and ask your question from here and with the microphone, so that we can, because there's also a tape, so that's important. All right, so I guess I'll start with my question, which is relating to 5G frequencies.
Right.
Now, 5G frequencies are higher than microwave, but they're lower than infrared. Isn't that the next? Aren't they close?
Yes.
So 5G frequencies are unbelievably horrible, I'm told, and yet infrared are really beneficial. So how close are they?
I would say, you know, not being able to answer that directly, but I happen to know people have reported to me that, and I don't remember the specifics, but they said there was a real problem with 5G energy, and by using the relaxed sauna, they didn't have any problems at all. I wish I could remember the exact quote, but essentially said, I don't have a problem with 5G anymore because I have the relaxed sauna in my home, and I was having problems with it.
Okay, hello. Testing, 1, 2. Okay, pose. All right, so my name is Aeus Circle from currently from Hot Springs, South Dakota, previously from Bellevue, Washington. My question is in regards to the detoxification properties and effects of the infrared sauna. earlier, I found out that it looked like it could also be used, used as an additional, has an additional use where you could, probably also use it as a drying machine for your clothes that are wet. But that also got me to wondering where the purification and detoxification effects of the sauna was getting me to be, and its effects on water. So since it resonates with water, would it be possible, and have you been able to test and use it where you could use it as somewhat of a like water purification system, like filtering your water for better drinking? I have at home a zero water filter, which came with a yeah, it came with a so it came with this mineral test meter thingy, and so but the thing about those types of water filters is that I have to keep on replacing the filter fairly often, if I forget to if I forget to shut off the valve when I'm refilling a water bottle, and end up getting distracted, do something else, and so. But those filters do work, and the minerals do show up as zero minerals, but quickly, because the water filter ends up, I guess, just building up, and then eventually the minerals go back to the 0.687 again. So can you tell us more about that?
About 6 months ago, I spent about 3-4 days studying the works of Gerald Pollack. He wrote the book, The Fourth Phase of Water. And he said there's a different kind of water, a fourth phase. It's a gel-like substance, sort of in between liquid water and ice. And he says there's a part of water, it's called easy water. And that's where in this easy water, or I can't remember, exclusion zone water, it excludes anything but water. You can't, and that's the pure water you talked about, the water purification. And accidentally, he says, he reports on one of his videos, one of his workers shined a lamp on the easy water, and it expanded a lot. And they found out that far infrared light energy expanded the exclusion zone water more than any others. He also is the one that said that the sunlight gives the plants, because of the water, it energizes the water, it charges the water, and gives the plant the power to move and to bend. And it's the far infrared light from the sun creates more of that exclusion zone water where it's purified. Now, in terms of the toxicity from heavy metals and from chemicals, there's a lot of research, although you always have naysayers that, it doesn't do that. Well, there's tens of thousands of practitioners who know that their patients get better. And so, and you can test, like we have a lady here, her name is Karen Russell. She's a gerontologist, and she had, for 2.5 years, she had heavy metal toxicity, and there's a picture before and after her. And she got the Relax Sauna. She talked to Dr. Doris Rapp, who wrote the book Our Toxic World. And Doris said, go talk to Phil. He'll work with you. So she got our lie-down sauna. We also have a lie-down sauna. And after 1 month, she sent her blood report into the laboratory. And for the first time in 2.5 years, her blood reports came back normal for mercury and lead. So we know, and there's thousands, and mold toxicity, mold and Lyme, those are some of the worst things in the world. And so many people, the Relax Sauna and other infrared saunas help too. But the Relax Sauna has been especially helpful for a lot of people where other saunas didn't necessarily work as well, to detoxify not just the metals, the heavy metals, but also, whatever causes Lyme, and supposedly to kill the bacteria and the viruses and all that. But I was really inspired by the works of Gerald Pollack, who wrote The Fourth Phase of Water, because it really gave the easy zone more.
Okay, so it sounds like it can be used as a water filtration kind of a
It
system.
structures the water. It structures the water,
Restructuring water,
definitely.
okay.
Thank you. How long, how much does the heater, or as you called it, I think radiator, cost if it goes out?
The Relax Sauna radiator by itself, we sell for $1,100. The whole sauna is $1,400. So the main expense is the fact that it's very, very expensive to create far infrared energy. And
Okay.
the tent, for example, sells for $375, and the chair is $125. Together, that's $1,600, but the whole sauna is $1,400 plus $50 shipping.
Do you have a testimonial book where people have been healed of different things, health challenges?
We actually do. We haven't printed it, but it's about 200 pages of every single testimony. Or this is about maybe 500 or 600 testimonies have been transcribed, and we have a book of them. And if you email me, that'll expedite me finally getting this 98% finished product out. Yeah, the website has thousands of them. Relaxsaunas.com/YouTube, and just go to the relaxsaunas.com page and put in testimonies, and there's thousands of written testimony, or hundreds of written testimonies as well.
My last question, do you have a testimony of super healing for type 2 diabetes?
About 5 or 6. There's a doctor, I think Everhart, out of New Jersey, who has had incredible success with using it for diabetes. A lot of people with diabetic ulcers, we have our lamp, the big lamp. The lady had a diabetic ulcer for a year and a half in a hospital. They couldn't do anything to it. And in 7 weeks, it brought this huge, about 1.5 inch by 2 inch diabetic ulcer down to a pencil point in 7 weeks, using it only 20 minutes a day. They should have used it 3 days. We also had a lady who, she said her grandma had MRSA and a big wound, and 8 months of antibiotics did nothing, and 4 weeks of the Relax Sauna Sky Eye radiator got rid of the MRSA and the wound.
Yeah, I was wondering about yeasts, mildews, molds, and funguses. Would the infrared sauna help for that? Because I hear a lot of people have that in their body these days.
A stagnant pond is a breeding ground for mosquitoes and other stuff. So similarly, we have stagnant areas of our body. When you increase the microcirculation as much as the Relax Sauna does, those stagnant areas in your body can be breeding grounds for what you say, the bacteria, the mold, and the fungi and all that stuff. And so if you get the circulation moving, you're not going to have those stagnant areas. And so people have had really, really good success. It's not 100% everything, but it certainly is going to improve your health and your vitality. And if you're an athlete, it really will improve your recovery process.
This is Michael Kim from Los Angeles. So, Phil, you talked earlier about how earlier you had like a Kundalini experience as well as an out-of-body experience.
Yeah.
So maybe you wonder about, have you seen any clients have success with using the Relax Sauna for reaching high states of consciousness, such as for things like meditation or yoga?
So how do you use the Relax Sauna for doing that?
Yeah. Do you know of any clients that have had success with using the Relax Sauna for maybe like, for spiritual practice, like, reaching high states of consciousness?
Yeah,
for things
just
like meditation or.
Yeah, when you meditate and just close your eyes, and sometimes I close my eyes and meditate, and it always gets you into higher states for me. If I'm dealing with my cell phone, it's different. But yeah, meditating or doing contemplation exercises in the Relax Sauna will. So many people have reported that. We go to a lot of conferences on awareness, and we have a web page called, relaxsaunas.com/spiritual sauna, and we have and we focus on all these people who are talking about all these wonderful experiences they've had and how much more free they feel and how euphoric they feel. Like I said earlier, the byproduct of getting in the Relax Sauna is joy and a sense of fulfillment. So, or email me at phil@relaxsaunas.com. I still don't get that many phone calls about the sauna every day, so you can actually call me on my cell phone, which is 626-200-8454. That's 626-200-8454, or email me at phil@relaxsaunaswithanas.com.
Okay, let's have a final big hand for Phil Wilson. And that completes today's proceedings. Did we finish in time or not? Perfect. All right.
Thank you very much for being a great audience. I really
We'll
appreciate it.
see you all tomorrow here.